So, okay, let's move on to the next one, which is the paradox of strategic acumen. Now, this loops back to the first paradox I mentioned. No, the strategic paradox, because it has one similar trait that's the same. How you approach opportunities and mindfulness of difficulties. So this time we're looking at, notice it's analyze pitfalls across the bottom again. So that's the supportive trait, but this time it's contrasted with optimistic. And optimistic is the tendency to believe, that the future will be positive. So no matter what happens, I believe the future will be positive. So throughout COVID, I'm a very optimistic person. And throughout COVID, I just thought, it's going to work. We're going to get there. We're going to get some work coming in. We're going to do loads of webinars. It's going to meet some fantastic people, and opportunities are going to come out of that. And it's happening. It's true. However, if we're very optimistic without analyzing pitfalls, we can be blindly optimistic, because then we're just like thinking the future will be bright, but we're not thinking things through. And however, if we're very high on analyze pitfalls like before, but this time, instead of contrasting with risk, we're contrasting with optimistic, we can become skeptical. We just don't believe that anything good will happen. Oh, it's all going to go wrong. Oh, it's all going to go bad. So instead of being cautious, like, oh, don't do that, it's too risky, it's like, nah, no point in even doing that. No point in going over there to them yonder berries, because they're probably going to be rotten when we get there. Or the bees will have taken them when we got there. Or there'll be a wild animal in the way and we'll get eaten when we go there. We're better off staying here with our own berries. So what we really want is to have realistic optimism. Again, it's having a positive mindset. It's a belief that the future will be bright and analyzing the pitfalls. So we're not being silly about it. We're being wise about it. So it's about realistic optimism. And again, that tends to be missing in a lot of leaders, where they either fall into the skepticism or they fall into the blindly optimistic. And entrepreneurs, I've got so many entrepreneurs who I've worked with, and they tend to be not only blindly optimistic, but they're also highly impulsive. But we'll talk about that in a moment. And then if you get neither, then you get this difficult place. This is careless pessimism, right? They don't believe that anything will work, and they're not even analyzing pitfalls, so they're being quite careless. We don't see many people in this quadrant. In all the analysis that we've done, in all the research that we've done, not many people fall into this, quite honestly. It's not a very happy place, let's say. Let's put it that way. So if we look at this person, back to Andrew Jones, actually, not only is he highly willing to take a risk, he's really optimistic. He's extremely optimistic. There's no putting him down. But remember, his analyzed pitfalls was only a 4. So he's got a very high level of blindly optimistic behavior with a bit of realistic optimism, but mostly blindly optimistic. And that under stress can have him become skeptical. So then something interesting happens, because I just thought I'd show you this. And this is the way these paradoxes work, because there's 12 of them, right? And they all play off one another. So here we've got Andrew Jones, who's super optimistic, super willing to take a risk, but his analyzed pitfalls is only a 4, right? So now his blind optimism is also combined and turbocharged by his impulsiveness. Is that a good behavior for a leader?
Yeah.
Let's just let everybody go shopping. Let's put all the children back into school. Let's all just go and watch football together. It'll be fine. So you can see this can have disastrous effects. And in fact, one of the clients that I've had this particular profile. And, he would call people who analyze pitfalls negative, anchors, destroyers of opportunity. And then after he opened, he was a restaurateur. And after he opened a restaurant, people going, I'm not really sure this is going to work. And he go, yeah, well, we're in the right place, sort of. And well, the shape of the venue is a bit odd. He goes, no, it'll be great. Well, the basement isn't really utilized. Well, no, it'll be brilliant. They had to sell it in the end. I barely break even, because after 4 years, it just didn't work. And after that, he said, now I always listen to my team. I say, I have an idea. What do you think? And when they rip it to shreds, he goes, okay, cool. Now I'm more aware of potential pitfalls. So sometimes the leader won't necessarily change their behavior, but they put in mitigating behavior and allow those people who they would otherwise demonized as bad people, and allow them into their consciousness, because they go, you know what, you're going to show me things that I'm not even thinking of. And I have that a bit with my partner, Ali Gibbons. So I'm always, someone comes and sells me some idea about internet marketing and it'll do this and that for you. And I go, yeah, great. Come on, Ali, what do you think? And she go, what about this? What about that? Maybe it'll be good enough if we don't do it. Let's just do this instead. So I have to go back to the person and say, sorry, not going to do it. I buy things far too easily. She's very skeptical. It's great. So we balance each other really nicely.